Maybe there's like a link that you could, like, if you go live on your YouTube and then you put the link in your live stream.
Bro,
I
you
don't
know
know,
you live, man.
behind the scenes, bro.
Man, shut that shit down and start it over, man. Start
No,
that shit
no,
over.
no,
Uh,
no, 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 no. We
all
already
right,
gone through enough.
fuck
All
it.
right,
Come on.
so I guess I'll introduce the stream. I'm gonna get right into it. As we know, Panasonic launched some new gear, bro.
Oh
So
yeah, oh yeah.
gas is kicking. What is it? The S1 Mark II, s1ii, and that lens 20 to 60, 2.8. I didn't know nothing about it until I saw a random video, S1 Mark II, immediately texted Big Cook, you, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what's going on over here? What's up with that? And immediately asked you what your thoughts were, bro. And that's how this whole thing started. I thought we had like a good talk about it, so I just wanted to go live and chop it up. But let's start there, man. Yo, this just came on mind. You know, whenever I hear someone say Lumix gang, I kind of get like a little annoyed because I'm like, my dude started that. And like, it sounds weird when I hear anyone else say it because, like, I don't know. I don't know why. I just like, I always think of you and how you started that. And then I'm like, well, he started it and then he went and abandoned the whole damn thing. So then I get mad
Yeah.
at you.
Well, look, let's start there, man. Yeah, you already know I started Big Lumix Gang, and just to be a voice for the everyday Lumix users, the Lumix users that was in the comment section, tripping, letting people know how good Lumix cameras is, banging against Sony,
Because we would get
because
hated on a lot.
you know back then it's been a while because we started on Micro Four Thirds together. I think you had what, the G9 and the GH5S.
I had that, yeah, and the G7.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
So,
had the G7 and the GH5 at the time. So you already know it was a long time, but I would say Lumix is like that girlfriend that you be begging her, come on, baby, get it together, get it together, get it together. And she don't get it together. But as
mm,
soon as you dump her, you see her doing all the things that you begged her to do. But now it's too late because you done found you a new love. You know what I'm saying? So that's
don't
how
do
I
me the
feel about
face.
Lumix. And as far as like the S1 II and the s1ii, I mean, they great cameras, but like I told you, like I didn't really feel any type of gas about them. I didn't really feel like, they offered something that would give me gas or make me want to get them compared to the Z8.
So, like, what do you think of the S1? Forget the E, because the Mark II is like the one you see all the videos on it. But you do think it's like one heck of a camera.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I think it's a great camera. And if you are on Lumix, you should rejoice because for Lumix users, it's a powerhouse camera.
What
But
did you
I
expect?
have to be truthful. If you're on another system, is it enough to make you switch? It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah. So, do you think like that's kind of? I guess they do. Like when they drop a camera, do you think it's more they're like, let me create this camera so that people switch, or that let's create this camera for the people we already got and they'll buy it, or kind of both? Like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I think that every camera company would like to acquire new, customers.
Yeah.
But you have to take care of your loyal customers that's been spending money. So I think it's a little bit of both,
Right.
but the type of camera that it is, I think that it's a great upgrade for Lumix members, but it won't be enough to make a lot of people switch from their
Right.
current systems because every system has a camera like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's hard to do. I have seen a couple videos like, well, maybe one. It's like new Lumix user. I think that dude Rhett Thompson shared some other guy that he switched. I'm still Lumix
From
from.
day one.
I still haven't switched. There's only a few cameras, and I've asked you about them, bro. Like that, I'm curious about. Sigma FP and the Black Magic because I'm like a real stickler for just having just a different kind of image, and I feel like that's straight out of camera. Those two are like where you get it. So let me ask you this, dude. So S12 drops, great camera. Honestly, you get way deeper into specs than I do, because all I wanted to know is one, 4K 60 no crop, and two, does it kind of have that unique image that the S1R2 got, which is not as big, but for me, I needed that no crop, bro, and it pisses me off. You can't really get it, even though the S1R, the original, kind of had no crop, somewhat, and it's like I don't that like I took like why would the photo camera have less crop, but the S12, that one looks like it has no crop, right? Like for the most part.
I think that the S12 doesn't have a crop in like 4K 60, and it has like a small crop in 4K 120 frames a second, but then it has a 6K open gate or 5.1K open gate, and then like the 6K might be ProRes RAW.
It's got that some cinescope, I guess.
No, I think the cinescope is mainly for the s1ii. Because the s1ii is using the older sensors where you couldn't get the full frame 4K 60. So instead of giving it an APS-C crop, they just took off the top and the bottom to make it go across as the cinescope.
Oh, I thought it was like Cinema 4K and 4K 60 or something.
Nah, cinescope is kind of like that anamorphic look. Like kind of like because it's like thin, like like when you saw the video, like darn, but those black bars look cool over the video.
Yeah.
That's cinescope. That's like a cinescope look.
Okay, so you're getting. Oh yeah, I think you're getting the full width.
You're getting the full width, but it's taking off more off the top and the bottom.
Yeah. So it's not as much of a crop, basically.
It's less. It's a less crop than on the S5 II and the S5 IIX. It's not a full. It's it's like an APS-C crop from top to bottom almost, but you're getting the full width of the 6K across.
That's so weird.
I mean, not really, because that's CinemaScope. It's just an aspect ratio.
Oh, see, and that's what I mean. I don't go that deep, bro. I go like, I'm just like very basics, and do I need the basics? So for me, the fact that it has the 4K 160 or 4K 160, 4K 60 no crop, that makes me want to get it.
Yeah.
Just that. Because like,
but like, why though? Like, I get it, bro. Man, look, bro, I get it. I get it. And I get
1080p 60.
Why?
I'm better than that, bro.
Why though? Because like I've seen, and don't get me wrong, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, people outside of YouTube, even YouTubers don't know, because for one, Panasonic has some beautiful 1080p. And speaking of YouTubers don't know, a crazy thing happened, like when it comes to color science, right?
Yeah.
People get into this, Lumix has the best look or Canon has the best look, but just the other day, I shot a video, right? And in the video, it showed me grabbing my Nikon. So after I grabbed my Nikon, I just started shooting and talking about what I'm talking about. And somebody in the comment section was like, bro, I don't want to be negative, but your stuff with Lumix look better than that. The stuff with your new camera, it just feels different. And, I just wanted to let you know whatever like that. I'm paraphrasing. So I just started laughing because every single clip out of the whole video was shot with the Lumix S9. But just him seeing me grab the Z8, telling him that it's the Z8 I'm shooting with, it opened the door for him to hate. Or like another thing, when Cam, right? Cam Mackey. I was watching a video from Cam, and he was reviewing the Nikon Z8 versus the Lumix S1R Mark II. And so I'm looking at the footage between the two cameras, and I'm like, yeah, they look good. But what is he shooting with? Because what he doing the A-roll where he got both of the cameras with, that shit looks great. He was shooting it with the A7C II. So, and that's why I say like all of this camera stuff, image quality, it's subjective. It's what you're used to, but a lot of YouTubers use it for talking points, or oh yeah, this now Black Magic, it has a unique look. I can say that about that.
Mhm.
But when you look at a lot of the comparison videos, they look darn near the same. Color might be a little bit different,
Right.
but I'm past all of that. Like I'm out of that part of gas and gear acquisition syndrome. I have transcended.
So you're recovering from
Yeah,
that gas.
I'm recovering the Z8. I told you the Z8 is my gas killer. I don't want anything else. That plus the Lumix S9
Yeah.
is all I need.
Right there. It's my little S9 right there.
I got my little baby right here.
Hey, you ain't got this though. You ain't got this.
Bruh, it don't even matter because I got the monster. I got the monster.
That's an icon, bro. No one cares.
Bro, I got the baby monstro. Shoot, hey, hey, bro, when I was shooting at that tattoo thing, and my homeboy Bean, the one who everybody say they didn't like because he was trashing Sony, talking about the FX3 is not a real cinema camera. Soon as I pulled this out, he was like, "Boy, you got the red, don't you? That's the baby red right there, ain't it?" I said, "Oh yeah, that's the baby red."
Look, let me go back because when you were asking me why not shoot in full HD 60, and you kind of touched on it, bro, the whole subjective thing. And I was gonna say, I do think it does look a little better in 4K 60, obviously, but it is kind of a mental thing.
Yeah,
you think because we automatically think when the quality is better, it's better, and that is oddly probably one of the smaller things. Because bro, I shot a few clips with my Pocket 4 action camera that you don't like.
Ass.
I remember
got mine right here.
Hold on, cuz I shot it early morning, so sun looked good, whatever. Had the motion blur settings right, ND filter, and even to this day, when I watch it, just a short little clip on my Instagram, I'm like, that junk looks dope. Like it looks, and I had someone message me like, "Hey man, I really like your stuff. How much you charge, whatever." And I said, "What did you see that you liked?" And he pointed to that, the freaking Osmo video, and I'm like, "That's crazy." So I think but we're way deeper into this. So I think when we're using the camera, when I put it in the 4K, because I'm at a client shoot, I want to have everything maxed out, whatever, for the most part. And it's like, oh, I gotta have 4K 60. And when I don't have it, I gotta crop in. I'm not gonna think, well, let me use 1080p. Because in your mind, you're like, the 4K is better.
Yeah, I mean, and it is. It's better. It's more crisper, but
it's subjective and it's mental. It's really mental.
That's what I'm saying. Our eyes are trained to see the difference, but the average person who's viewing it, especially out there, it gets compressed by the Instagram algorithm or YouTube,
or when you edit, bro.
Yeah, or but now it's different because when I edit, I can see on my editor.
No, I meant after you edit, when you put it on, when it's all done.
Yeah. It's gonna compress it depending on how you export it. But once YouTube get it, it's gonna look bad. But everything has its pros and its cons, man. And so if you feel like you want to get the S1 or the s1ii, go ahead and get it.
I do want to get the S1 Mark II, but I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
I've become a lot more patient. Even though there's a few things I want to get, there's always something, dog. And I remember you said there's always a good deal on something.
A good deal.
No. You said there's always a good deal on something you don't need.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude. Side note, I bought that camera saddle.
Oh my God, man! You got that, man, bro. You're gonna be one of the only people that
was on sale, bro.
Bro, come on, bro. You got the best cameras with the best stabilization.
All the big YouTubers use it,
bro. Look, the YouTube game that's what it's meant for, to make you want to purchase stuff. That's why, like, when you called me or you hit me and asked me what I thought about the S1, what did I say? Bro, I don't know. I ain't even really watching no videos. You know what I'm saying? Because, like,
Yeah.
I'm over that type of watching YouTube videos. They happy, they jovial, they make whatever product seem like it's the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm not getting on them because that's their job. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get paid. They get paid to present products and tell you about products. Most of them try to be as truthful as they can, but trying new gear is always fun.
Yeah.
So you're gonna come from that type of thing. But I didn't even really watch any reviews until you hit me, and then Kofi he hit me on Instagram, was like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and showed me his video. So I checked out his video, like, all right, that's what's up. But bro, I don't know. Like, I just don't got no gas for nothing. No, I don't feel like no type of way. I'm happy for you guys. You get to rejoice, and Lumix members finally get to say, yeah, we got our camera, you know what I'm saying, to upgrade to,
Yeah.
because it's been a long wait. But as a Z8 user, I don't I don't feel like, darn, I'm missing out.
And um, that dude Vu,
Mm-hmm.
Asian dude, smart
Mm-hmm.
Asian dude. He like I watched his video on it. I agree with pretty much everything he said.
Yeah,
And when
I saw that
when
this
he was
morning.
touching on like when you watch footage from both cameras, how close it is. And yeah, it's like I mean everything now is just so good, bro. And that's why for me, I just want that one feature, like the no crop.
I
Even
mean,
that's subjective, like we were saying though. So
it's
for
not,
me, what
because
is that?
everybody wants what they want. Like, I want
Yeah,
an internal row, and put the some people that don't matter. Some people, like, a lot of reviewers are making it like open gate is the best thing since sliced bread. I don't care about open gate. I don't use it.
I
I've never
know.
used it since the
You know,
GH5. I
you
didn't
know,
use
the
or any.
S1 had it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The S5 too, I didn't use it. I don't use it on the S9. It's not important to me, but that
Yeah,
don't mean that it's not important. Like, say Cam or whoever, they shooting anamorphic, that's important to them. If you're cropping for horizontal and vertical, it's important to you.
yeah.
So, but it's not important to me. And that's why, like, when I looked at the camera, I was like, it's a really good camera, but it's not good enough to make me regret switching.
Yeah. But it's funny, man, like, because when a new camera drops, and maybe because I watch all the Panasonic stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I can see why people get sick of it because it's the same crap every time. And I feel like people really went crazy when I feel like the S1R2 got a little more crazy than the S12.
This is why, though, and I'm like, and I gotta be totally, like, honest.
Totally honest.
This is what it is. Every camera company do the same thing.
Right, yeah.
Every drop, it's you gonna get flooded with timelines, people making them crazy facial expressions, people saying that this is the best, or is this a certain camera killer?
Killer, yep.
Because, like, even, like, say, like, the FX3, right? Because I know on Instagram people going back and forth about it. Like, all the creators are in a frenzy. Sony creators mad, especially, oh my god, Sony just dropped the FX2, where they about to drop a camera called the FX2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically a A7 IV in a FX3 body with a viewfinder. And they trying to sell that camera for $3,500 per rumors.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going crazy, like, no, Sony, you can't give us this for 35. And Lumix just dropped this S1 II that's a powerhouse for 32 or 33. So people are going crazy because Sony, they finally starting to realize how Sony be shafting them. Like I always said, like, this is how I felt about Sony. They make good cameras, but a lot of their cameras that's within that 2,500, 2,000, they are mediocre cameras with great autofocus. That's how I look at a lot of their cameras. The cameras are mediocre, but the autofocus is good, and that's why Sony lean on autofocus. Like Lumix lean on stabilization and open gate. Canon lean on color science. Fuji lean on film simulations. Blackmagic lean on B-roll. Nikon leans on glass. Like everybody got their selling points, and they
Yeah.
try to make it like they selling points are the best thing since sliced bread, you know. And that's why you see all of the YouTube creators with the S1 II and Lumix cameras. Open gate. Everyone, if your camera's not shooting open gate, then I don't know what you're doing, you know.
Yeah.
But to them, it could be that. But to everybody else, it's like, man, come on, man. You know,
Yeah. Man, see, hold on, I'm spacing a little bit. Because how you said how everyone has their thing to lean on. Yeah, the autofocus. And I think that's why when Panasonic finally got their autofocus on point, not that they were leaning on that, but now they had something else to kind of be like, oh, we got this too. And you know what kind of annoyed me about that? It's like that's when all the I like to call like the popular kids
yeah,
started repping
that's when
Panasonic.
Panasonic became popular. It went from a grassroots type of camera to not everybody want to jump on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like a lot of
It's accepted now.
yeah, it's accepted by the big names, which that's a good thing for the company.
Yeah.
You know, that's always a good thing to get the name. But if you've been watching YouTube as long as I have, you know every camera system has gone through that. I remember like a long time ago when the Canon 6D came out. It was the GH5 and stuff was out. It wasn't even shooting 4K. They wanted like $2,000 for it, 2,500, and all of the YouTubers trashed it at first. And then like one YouTuber started blogging with it. Next thing you know, everybody switched. This is the best camera ever. Then they did it for the GH5. GH5 came out. Everybody was rocking the GH5. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
GH5 was plastered across YouTube. Then everybody switched, went to the A7 III. Oh, that's the best camera, you know.
GH5 was the last of the Mohicans, bro.
Yeah, it was. But to be honest, see, Lumix, if Lumix play it right with the S1 II, it can be the next GH5 moment. But see,
Yeah.
this is their problem. This is, and I like this is no shade to anybody. This is Lumix's problem. They never show the lifestyle of having a Lumix camera. Every time, if you look up Lumix cameras, like you might see people like Cam or whatever, like showing how it looks, but nobody is doing anything, putting it on YouTube without talking about the camera. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's either behind a desk, yeah, the Lumix does this, the specs like this, da 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 da. But nobody is. You not seeing like this project, whatever name, film with the Lumix such and such, or travel film videos, Lumix in Turkey, Lumix in wherever. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see that. Like they don't show you the lifestyle. That's why Sony's crushing it. I can look up A7 III right now, and somebody's gonna be posting something that they done with the A7 III. Like Lumix, even like with Nikon. I don't use Nikon for, but you look up Nikon, you're gonna see a whole bunch of people shooting wildlife or out in nature doing the nature thing. You look at Canon, you're gonna see a whole bunch of people doing, you know, showing projects or videos about some type of photography or some type of videos or some type of blogging. Sony, you're gonna see the same thing, but Lumix just has people sitting around talking about Lumix cameras. That's all you're gonna get. So it doesn't inspire people when they go online. You know what I'm saying? Like when people go online, they don't get inspired. You know what I'm saying? They just get a whole bunch of specs thrown
They
in their
get gas, bro.
You know what I'm saying? They don't, bro. Like the average, like you gotta understand, people who love cameras get gas, but people who just want to create, they get inspired by what the person. That's why Canon blew when Peter McKinnon hit, because Peter McKinnon was doing so much with Canon blogging, and 120p is looking beautiful, and people got inspired, and people bought Canon to be like Peter McKinnon. Sony does the same thing. Panasonic doesn't have that marketing.
You know what I think it is? It almost like this, like Sony has its own like subculture. It's like its own style, even down to the shooter. It's like a certain type of person. It's almost like its own community.
Not this is what I'm saying, bro. You remember when the GH5 came out, right?
I don't really think I was in the cameras like that at all.
Okay. Well, when the GH5 first came out, People were doing everything with that camera. GH5 Africa, GH5 Antarctica. People was vlogging with it. People was doing everything with it. But since then, all you got is some most, even like me, myself included. That's why I stopped hating it. Like just sitting down, talking about the camera, telling you what the mother people don't care. Like show them what it can do. You know what I'm saying? Without having to tell them, oh, it got this little spec, it got this. Oh, this is great. Sony, you don't have to do that. That's why Sony is so big. And Sony has a real culture, bro. Like even like when I had the A7 III, right? A7S3, I didn't like the camera, but the Sony community was so heavy, bro. I didn't have to want for no lenses or nothing. I go out to little events and shoot people. Oh boy, you got the A7S3, boy. I got this. What lens is that? Oh man, I got a 17 to 28. Oh boy, I got this, man. Let me know you want to switch. You know what I'm saying? Let me know you need to hold this. Let me know. It's like a community, bro. When they bring you in, and you got a lot of people that will help you, give you stuff, show you stuff. Then they'll bring you on jobs because you got the Sony. I shot a little mini short film with the A7S3 for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they got that strong community. Panasonic, you know, bro. Like, and I love Panasonic cameras, but when you got a Panasonic, you in the wild, you see somebody with a Panasonic, it's like seeing somebody that you know from the US in a foreign country. Like, whoa, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? We don't have that no more. I feel like before it was that was kind of like when I say subculture of that camera, that brand, that was kind of Panasonic's thing. It's like people don't really know about you, but you can create, because I've seen like people say like the Panasonic person is like the filmmaker. So it was like, but we were still kind of low key. And I think maybe that's where I'm coming from, that I'm like, why I'm hating when I see like people jump on it because, oh, we got autofocus now. Oh, because it got this now. But you weren't rocking with it. I remember I went and shot with a friend and I just met this kid and he's like, what do you shoot with? And I'm like, oh, I got a Panasonic. And he goes, Panasonic? And to me, it's like we could laugh and get a little angry about it. But that was kind of cool because it was like, I'm using junk that you're not using. I'm creating dope, if not doper stuff. And now it's like, I guess it's almost like when a music artist becomes mainstream, it's good for the artist, but some of the fans might get a little salty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was rocking with you when nobody ain't know, and I get that, bro. I remember one time I was shooting with the GH5. It was like a film festival event, but it was like a whole bunch of stuff, and so like it had like a bunch of photographers. So I'm out there with my GH5. So this beautiful, like she looked good. She had like a Canon 1DX Mark II or something. Yeah. So she pulls up beside me, she racking them all. Pom, pom, pom. So, you know, I got my little Panasonic, my little lens, you know, getting this. So she was like, what's that? I was like, oh, yeah, this a Lumix. This is a Lumix GH5. She was like, oh, yeah, those cameras are cool, but those are the ones with the little sensor, right?
Like, yeah, that's the little toy.
Like, bro, I'll tell you, bro, they used to disrespect it. One dude thought it was a GoPro. Bro, I talk about the disrespect. I say, "Dude, but y'all just don't know." And I try to tell them, but the average person don't want to hear all them specs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They know what they know.
But if you can create dope crap with the unknown, that was cool. To me, that's cool.
I mean,
but now, not to cut you off, I was going to say, but now, like you were saying, it's like what the brand leans on, the culture of that camera. Now that Panasonic is a little more mainstream, it's like they don't have that anymore, and what they've replaced it with, not really what they were going for, but what it has been replaced with is, like you said, people talking about the camera. It's like you buy a Panasonic camera to make a YouTube video about it. You're not buying it to go because it's like its own whole freaking culture, experience, community behind it. It's not there yet.
Panasonic, like I say, they make some of the best cameras, but what they messed up with waiting so long to implement autofocus. They lost a lot of users on that run, and then after the S1 and stuff, and they just kept pumping out the cameras with the same sensor. People, and then everywhere else was coming out with 4K 120 and 8K and RAW and everything else. They was taking too long to release the next iteration, so they allowed, because Panasonic used to be like the leaders when it came to everything, codecs, everything. But they allow everybody to catch up and be full frame and leapfrog them when like the A7S3, Canon R5, Nikon Z9, and all of that came out, and then like Lumix, like those S1 stuff, even though feature rich, they
It was a
became
little
kind of,
late.
yeah, kind of outdated. Like, darn, bro, your best cameras are just doing 4K 60 with a crop, even though you offer a lot of niche features. But what Lumix offer like people who want to get deep into filmmaking. But sometimes that's a hindrance because like Sony cameras, they just easy. They don't have as much stuff, but they pick up and they shoot.
Right.
And that's why, like, even though like me myself, like I'm just speaking for me, I can't speak for everybody else. Me myself, like when I saw the camera and I looked at it, I was like, it's all right, but it's not because I know Lumix cameras, they're gonna give you a lot, but then they're gonna have quirks. Like, yeah, we're gonna give you raw, but you can just shoot it in 6K and this frame rate. Then you in this frame rate, you get in 420, and this you can get 422, and this you can get that, or this, oh yeah, you can get 120, but you got a crop. You can get this, but you got that. You can shoot this, but you got, it's like always something. And when I look at my Nikon, everything is consistent. Even like when it comes to autofocus, the Lumix, you can shoot autofocus, but it get to 120, you lose space tracking. Get to 240, you lose
Right.
autofocus altogether. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But when I pick up my Nikon, the autofocus is consistent. The raw recording is consistent from 3.8K and Super 16 up to 8K. Everything is consistent. It ain't no, okay, well, you get a crop in this on this resolution, you get this on this, you lose autofocus on this. It ain't none of, like,
Yeah.
everything is consistent. That's why, like, even like when Terry, like, because I was watching Terry yesterday, that's my homeboy. Terry liked the S1 Mark II. He said it's the best camera out. He said it's better than the Z8. Did I
Yeah.
feel some type of way? No, because I'm not him. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
not him. What he looking for, which is open gate and that type of stuff. Yes, okay, it's a better camera than the Z8, but to me, no, because the Z8 is a more consistent camera. Everything works in every frame rate. Everything is it's
Right.
consistent across the
You don't got
board.
to worry about what you're losing
Yeah,
to
you
do
don't got to worry
this.
about what you losing to shoot in something else. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Everything is consistent. Like I can shoot from 1080p during there up to 8K if I want to do it in 8-bit. I can do it. I can do it in 10-bit. I can do it in RAW. I can do ProRes. People don't really use that, but if I want to shoot in ProRes RAW, I can do that up to 5.4K. ProRes RAW. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say like the Lumix has some better niche features, but
Yeah.
the Z8 is a more complete camera to me. So that's
So
why like
why do you think they do that? Like, is it a hardware thing or is it a price thing?
I,
Or
I just think that Lumix try to throw so much into a camera instead of having a fully balanced camera. Sometimes it's like almost like too much.
so they
Like,
got to make sacrifices.
yeah, not like you could put 39 LUTs in the camera. I'm not gonna use 39 LUTs. I don't really like. I like the LUTs, but I don't even use them to film. Like I just use them as monitor LUTs because
Mhm.
when you film in them, it adds sharpness. It kind of look like this right here. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It adds sharpness to it. But when you shoot in vlog and then add it in post, it looks a lot better than when you shoot it with the LUTs in camera. So like I just use a couple of LUTs as monitor LUTs, but you got 39 LUTs, you got all this, you got all that. I'm talking about spec sheet. You seen the spec sheet for
I've heard it.
image?
I didn't see it, but I heard.
But yeah, man, the spec sheet so big, it's like, darn, man, like it's good if you
It's
are
too much.
into that, but it's too much. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
what is all of this? You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
but
It's like going to a restaurant that has like a book of
yeah,
foods, and it's like, bro, just give me the freaking main dishes, man.
yeah, but if they market it right, man, and that's what I hope Lumix do, they get it into the hands of, because we all know how this go. A lot of them people who done reviews on them, they are done it. They don't shoot with Lumix really. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? They shoot with other
That's what
camera
pisses me
brands,
off too.
and then they make their look video and then go run off to do whatever. But
Shield tubers, cuz.
yeah, but like I can say like one thing I could say, and I don't want to say shield tubers because like I know Cam really he use it because he's deep into that anamorphic shit. and
Yeah.
Lumix offers open gate, and you got open gate at 60p. So for somebody like him, I can see it like, okay, because that's what he do. You know, he do the Blazar shit with
Right.
the anamorphic. So like I can see it. So, and I don't want to make it like Shield Tube like they bad, because they doing a job. At the end of the day, it's up to you to be smart enough to do your due diligence before you make a purchase or you don't. Like, you know, they said it's an FX3 killer. Now FX3 owners are pissed. But when fucking the creator was made with the FX3, all FX3 user, every camera's trash. The creator was shot with this
Yeah.
camera. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a time to talk their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's Lumix's time.
Yeah.
You know, and it was well worth the wait for the ones who stayed around, stayed down. It's a great upgrade. And Sony is gonna have to start stepping up, because Sony users are starting to see the darn. Yeah, we is getting super taxed, but you got a brand tax. Sony is a
Yeah.
brand that's respected in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you can go on sets with Sony. Like Vu said, Sony is the camera of the NFL.
Right.
They the camera for the internet. Like that's who the NFL use for all their stuff. So if you go in there with an FX3, FX6, FX9, you in there. You go in there with
Right.
the Lumix, they're gonna be like, what is that? what is that? You know what I'm saying? You know, and so you're gonna have to pay for that brand tax, like the Ari. You know,
Right.
you paying for that brand tax. Bread, you paying for that brand tax. Even like with Canon and stuff, you paying for a brand tax. Lumix doesn't have the recognition yet to ask for that brand tax. So on the flip side, they gotta throw, even like Nikon. Nikon was on the verge of falling off. That's why they had to make the Z8 and the Z9 and throw everything that they could in the camera. The same with Black
Mm.
Magic. Black Magic got to throw everything in them cameras because they don't have the brand recognition. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing, because Sony, they, you know, they starting to get lazy, and you know the customers are getting disgruntled, but it don't matter until it come down to losing money.
Yeah. I mean, it's all like a big giant game, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so many like moving parts, and everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that. But I do think, because, and I feel like you've said it, and I've seen other people say it now, like it's become so much about the gear and not really anything else. And kind of like, I think you're kind of touching on it. Like the bad part is that's seeming like that's all Panasonic's got, man. And hopefully, yeah, like you're saying, kind of create its own culture. That junk makes me want to start shooting like all kinds of stuff with my cameras and getting more creative. But like, I just haven't been. It's hard to create for YouTube, man. When I just like, I get caught up in client edits personally.
I mean, but that's the main thing though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It's
get
all an
the money.
excuse.
Like you, I mean, it is, but at the same time, that's what it is. That's where your money come from. So you got to take care of your money before you jump out there trying to worry about somebody else.
Yeah. So you don't. So you weren't. There was nothing in you like, dang, might grab me another Panasonic camera.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
The
Like
originator of Lumix Gang says no.
I get it, bro. But like this S9 is all that I need, because
Right.
it's a small, fun camera with great image quality that I can just post up anywhere, have fun with. I take my I don't got it right now, but I got the little small rig thing. You put it in, they got the clamp on it. You can clamp it on the stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got that. I can clamp it on or whatever, do my little walk past, the autofocus good. And one thing that I'm starting to slow down, I don't shoot as much slow motion as I used to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really for it. But once I start shooting sports in the fall, then I shoot more. But
I have never in any of my cameras. I don't think I've ever shot 120p. Ever. Not once. I just haven't had the use for it. But I'm not gonna lie. When I see 4K 120, I'm like, and then I see a cool shot of it. Kind of like you're saying, bro. Like when you see like what can be created with it, it makes you get more curious about it.
Yeah.
So I really see your point a lot more now that you kind of painted the picture. Because yeah, when who was I watching, man? One of those guys, he got the S12, and it was the dude who was doing with the little race cars on the dirt
Yeah.
track.
Yeah, I saw
Who
that.
that was? I know you saw it, bro. You see freaking
I
everything.
saw. I went through a couple of them today. Like, but if they not like YouTubers who I really deal with, it be hard for me. Like I say, Kofi, I deal with Kofi and Cam them, and I like it's gonna be like that because they show me love. Like they've been showing me love since before 500 subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, shouting me out and all of that when they didn't have to. So I'm gonna give them that same respect. And I know what they doing. I know where they at, and I remember them way before they were starting to get the brand deals or to be able to, you know. So I saw all the hard work because I remember Cam like when he had the Black Magic 4K and like a Fujifilm camera or some shit, you know. So I mean, I respect what they do, but at the same time, on a consumer level, I understand it. I understand why, and so I don't get caught up into the hype. I don't get caught up into the gear chasing or into none of that. So
I don't either, but I do get like a little more into it. Like it is partly fun because it's like all the little toys we got. But I definitely think like, all right, when does it becomes like less consumer? We're all spending money, spending credit. And I think now you got me really thinking like I want to create like the vibe of it, just the lifestyle of it. Bro, man, I'm actually having a great freaking time. I have to be somewhere at 5 o'clock.
okay, well that's all good, man. I
Hey,
apologize since you didn't get it to my live. I gotta go live again and just talk junk about it myself, man.
bro, I know, man. We were spending so much time figuring that out. But hey, dude, definitely always good chopping it up, man.
Oh yeah, always, brother.
And we'll see if I get that S12 at some point, man. Maybe.
All
Maybe.
right, man.
I'm happy with
Yep.
this bad boy though, cuz.
Bro, that's the OG, man. That and that Optical
Right.
Low Pass filter put a little bit of extra sauce on it.
Love it. All right, my brother.
All right, man. Keep me in
You
the loop,
shut
man.
this
Till
thing
next
down.
time.
We'll
Gone.
figure it out next time.
Okay, gone.
Peace. End stream. Wait, there we go. Okay, now peace.
I'm gone.